Hi there guys, I'm Chris Avanis from InfoAgent and welcome to this video on how to sell a house in New South Wales. As a real estate agent in Sydney, I want to share with you my expertise with you on the topic that no one taught us in school, along with taxes that I think everyone should know in their adult life. Whether you're a first-time seller or a seasoned pro, this guide is packed with tips and strategies to help you sell your house quickly and for the best price. The first step in selling your house is to make sure it's in the best possible condition. This means decluttering and staging your home so that it appeals to the potential buyers. Clear out any personal items and make sure the furniture is arranged in a way that makes the space look open and inviting. Next, take a look at any minor repairs or updates that need to be made. This can be anything from patching up that hole in the wall to replacing outdated fixtures. Not only will these repairs make your home more appealing to buyers, but they can also increase its value, or at the very least, create fewer objections and allow for a smoother sale. The next step is the big one, choosing the right real estate agent. This is key to a successful sale in the modern day. It's important to look for someone who has an outstanding process and mixes both old and new technologies to help reach more buyers and get your home sold faster and for the best result. Transparency is key also. You should make sure your agent is willing to explain thoroughly their process to you and keep you informed along the way during the sale. The biggest deciding factor, however, is one that not a lot of people think about or talk about, and that is to make sure that you choose an agent who is honest with you about your property value. As an example, if you were to interview 5 agents and 2 of them are promising sky-high prices without any proof, there's a high chance they may be telling you what you want to hear. And if you choose one of these agents, be prepared to be forced to continuously reduce the price after you're given every excuse as to why. It saddens us that this is still happening to this day, without naming names. Now that your home is ready for sale and you've got an agent, it's time to set the right price. The key to pricing your home is understanding the local housing market. So what you need to do is look at recent sales data and get an idea of what buyers are currently paying for similar homes to yours in your area. Now, it's important to note that when I say similar, I don't just mean the same amount of beds and baths. You'd be surprised how many overlook this. But if your home is a single-story fibro or clad home built in 1965 that's all original, you're probably going to get the wrong idea when comparing it to a double-story brick home built in the year 2000 that's since been renovated. If you can't find any homes that perfectly fit the bill, that's okay. The point is to compare. The more different properties you look at, you'll start to get the whole picture and see where yours fits in amongst them. This process is called the Comparative Market Analysis, or CMA, and your agent should provide this to you. Next, consider the fair market value for your home. This is the price that a buyer would be willing to pay for your home in today's market. The fair market value is a combination of both the local housing market and the condition of your home. It's also important to consider pricing strategies. There are strict laws surrounding underquoting so as not to mislead the market. On the other hand, overpricing your home can lead to a longer sale and potentially lose out on potential buyers. With your agent's expertise, they can help you determine the right price to set for your home. Once you set the right price, it's time to market your home. The key to a successful marketing campaign is to create a listing that stands out from the competition. This can include professional photos, virtual tours, videos, drone shots, location shots, etc. That's how you show off your home's best features, and the ad copy should also tell a story, not just list the features. Open homes and private showings are also important in the marketing process. They allow potential buyers to see your home in person and get a feel for the layout and the flow. Your agent will be there every step of the way to ensure your home is marketed effectively. Before you officially list your property, however, your solicitor or conveyancer will need to have created the contract of sale. This is what both parties will be signing in the event the sale is successful. Once you start receiving offers, it's important to understand that some purchasers may make requests as a condition of the sale. These are conditions that must be met before the sale can go through. It's important to work closely with your agent and solicitor or conveyancer to navigate these contingencies and ensure that the sale goes smoothly. In addition, your agent will provide insight into whether any given offer is the one that you should take. They will know the conditions of the market and whether or not an offer is a lowball or something to actually consider. So we've accepted an offer we're happy with. What's next is the exchange of contracts, or exchange for short. There will be 2 exact copies of the contract printed. This is the point where you will sign one and the successful purchaser will sign the other one. Each contract is then sent to the opposite party's solicitor or conveyancer. This is why it's called exchange. This process will be similar or mimicked if signing via DocuSign. It's important to note that after exchange, the sale is now purely in the hands of the solicitors or conveyancers and no longer with the agent. We still serve to communicate where it will be helpful, but all requests and correspondence are now to be handled through them instead. Once exchange has occurred, the settlement period begins, as well as the cooling off period if the sale wasn't at an auction. So what is a cooling off period? Put simply, the buyer must put down a very small fixed holding deposit of 0.25% of the purchase price for the cooling off period to begin. In this time, the property is secured and can't be purchased by anyone else. The standard length of the cooling off period is 5 business days, and this is the time where the purchaser carries out their due diligence. This usually comprises of the building and pest inspection and bank valuation at the property. It's also the time in which the purchaser ensures that their finance is ready to go by the end of their cooling off period, at which point they'll put down the remainder of their 10% deposit. Once the cooling off period ends, the only thing that's left is the settlement period. The standard length of the settlement period is 42 days from the date of exchange, not from cooling off. The most common question that I get is, does the settlement period include weekends? And the answer is yes. Unlike the cooling off period, it does. Not much is involved on our side during the settlement period. Everything is happening in the background between the solicitors or conveyancers. Now, this brings us to the part where we can finally say congratulations, we're at the end of the process. It's settlement day. The day where everyone's dreams come true and you can finally, hopefully, get a good night's sleep. Now, the purchaser is entitled to one pre-settlement inspection before settlement occurs. This is most commonly carried out on settlement day to ensure everything is out of the property and it's in a good condition. At some point, the conveyancers will notify the agent that everything has settled, funds are then transferred, and the keys go to the buyer, marking the end of your selling journey. Selling a house in New South Wales can be a complex process, but by following these tips and working closely with a real estate agent, you can maximize your profit and sell your home quickly. Remember to prepare your home for sale, set the right price, and market your home effectively. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful, and let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like covered. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.